With very
Arlene Schofield.
My name is Shireen Snow.
My name is Carla A. Miles.
Diana Camuto.
This is Christine Dunford.
I'm me, Eden.
Caroline Macy. This is Walker Fannin.
I'm Camille Dixon.
I'm Dates Warden.
My name is Linda Preston, and you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
I'm here with the talented and beautiful Nataly Samoilenko. I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show, and if I mispronounce your last name, I do apologize. I have on my phone text-to-speech, and it pronounces it for me, so it's not always going to be accurate.
Thank you for that invitation.
No, absolutely. Now, for people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. They should never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that you can still amount to something and you can prove it. Actually, let me do that again. The whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. To never give up and to prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. It's prove to them you can break the labels. So hashtag break the labels. So that being said, a half hour, 37 minutes every time. And I'm going to ask you some easy questions, some hard-hitting questions. And starting off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Well, at first I want to tell you that your example is very inspiring, and I admire people like you, such people like you. And I appreciate a lot for your invitation to take part in your show. Well, I'm brief and sorry the connection was poor. Do you hear me now?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. So, I have a different type of jobs. I'm a very curious person, so I did a lot in my life, and I'm still going to discover new spheres in this life. I'm working like a TV journalist. I had a chance to work like a director. I used to travel a lot. I'm Russian, but I've never lived in Russia. I was traveling with my parents since I was born, so I lived in Europe, in Asia, and now I'm living in the US. I was working like a TV journalist, like an actress. I was a broadcaster in live TV news. And now here in the US, I work like a psychologist and homeopathic therapist. And also, from time to time, I have worked in film industry, so I'm working like an actress. And also, we are having a couple of international projects. They are documentaries. One of them is in Cuba about underwater hunting, spearfishing, and free diving. And the other one is, it calls We Are Travelers. It's about trip to Himalaya with worldwide group, people from different countries. And this is about to show that we have human values and we want to show people in all over the world these human values. So that's pretty much about me.
What about when you were growing up? Did you do any sports? And were you athletic? Or were you a study nerd or party animal?
About sport, yeah. You asking me about sport?
Yes. Did you do any sports? Were you athletic? And were you a study nerd or party animal?
Yeah, I was always very athletic. Um, in Russia we call it light athletic. So I'm a speed runner, sprinter. I was running for a short distance, 60 meters and 100 meters, and jumping to a long distance, not too high, but to a long distance. So I took part in a lot of competitions, country competitions, and then I was a part of our school team. I played volleyball. This is my passion. And sport is my passion in general. I do yoga. When I was living in India, I learned Ashtanga yoga, and now I also teach people to do Ashtanga yoga. I do workout every day. I go to the gym, I swim, I work out, I do yoga, I run. So any activity that I can do, I appreciate for that chance. I adore mountain skiing. I adore it. This is also one of my passions. But yoga is number one.
What about, did he ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or not into the whole human pyramid thing?
Could you explain me your question, please? I didn't get you, sorry.
Oh, a human pyramid. It's basically a group of people come together and form a shape of a pyramid.
I don't know anything about that. But you will explain me more?
It's like an Egyptian thing. It's like teamwork. Also, it's human art. It's human art / teamwork. So basically, there's a group of people would just form a shape of a pyramid. That's basically what it is.
Mm-hmm. You mean in sport, right?
I'm sorry?
You mean in sport?
No, it's a human pyramid.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I'm missing anything.
I didn't take part in it.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is who influenced you to become an actress, and how many years have you been acting?
A lot of Russian actors, because I grew up in Russian culture, and we have a lot of amazing actors, amazing Russian actors. And from my childhood, I felt this inspiration about acting. This was like a part of my soul. And also one of my dreams from childhood was to work like Jacques-Yves Cousteau. Have you heard about him? He is a French adventurer. He was the first in the world who did underwater documentaries, searching life in oceans and sea. So I wanted to do the same. And my first education was a hydrobiology. And second is TV journalist and acting. So I started from work on TV. I was doing my own TV projects, different TV projects about ecology, about architecture and design, broadcasting on TV news, different social problems, social programs about problems in life, general problems, and also that project in Cuba about underwater hunting. It's like when my dream from childhood came true. And in parallel with all these types of activities, I was doing acting. It's not easy to do it in Russia and not easy to do it in Ukraine. I was living in Ukraine part of my life because the industry went down, all the crisis things. But when I was traveling to India and here to the US, it's more active life here. More active acting life, I mean. And I was inspired by Anthony Hopkins. He was number one for me. His eyes, what did he do? I was really admiring him.
Now, have you ever been to Russia?
Yeah, I've been there. I was visiting my relatives. I've been in a lot of places in Russia. In Altai Mountains, it's kind of sacred place in Russia. In Siberia, in Moscow, I used to work in Moscow as well. Yeah, Siberia, Moscow, and Altai Mountains.
Do you miss it, and how different is it from there to the U.S.?
Actually, I miss all places where I have been in my life. I love to travel. I love people. I get acquainted with people very fast. And I have a lot of friends all over the world. So I miss pretty much my new friends. And when I have a chance to travel again, I will take it. Yeah, for sure. It's very different from the life in the US. But you know what? The real human values are the same. We have to support each other. We have to kind to each other. We have to value all that human values. So all we are, people in the world in different countries, all we are in the same.
No, I agree. Now, my next question I'm going to ask you is, what were some of your favorite films that you were a part of? And were you ever a main star, or were you a supporting star?
My favorite film where I was acting is Holy Grail. We did it in India. And it's not done yet. It's in process. We have editing now, post-production. And this is about the purpose, the meaning of our life. This is without any words. It's like avant-garde movie, very creative, and it was very international. People who took part in that movie were from different countries, different nationalities. They were dancers, singers. They did acrobatic. Jyoti is a French acrobat and yogi and magician, took part in our movie also. He's very famous in all over the world. Maybe you've seen him somewhere on YouTube. He does magician with balls from glasses. So he just takes this ball from glass, and it flows between his hands and the air. And also we had people who do fire show, fireworks, so very different, capoeira as well. And I was playing a role of dancer, and also I was directing that movie. I never did the lead role, but once in Hollywood movies, it calls Contractors, or the second name, the second title is Contract Lovers. I was playing wife of the main character, but mostly I did small roles. But I'm progressive in that way. For sure, I dream about one of the main characters, one of the lead roles.
No, absolutely. It's all about taking one step at a time. Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, have you ever worked with people with disabilities?
Let me think about that. Let me remember that. Not yet, but I would love to.
Well, I guess I would be the first, right?
I would really love to. You know, The very inspiring example for me was the example of Nick Vujicic. You know him, right? There is a short movie with him. It calls kind of, the name is Butterfly or something like that. He's the guy who was born without arms and legs. And he was trying to commit suicide many times in his life. And then he was inspired by spirit. And he decided to grow up. And he decided to become an example for other people. He became a worldwide famous coach for all people in the world. And now he's traveling from country to country, and he gives live seminars to people about his life and examples of his life. He became a surfer. He became a swimmer without, can you imagine, without arms and legs. He became an actor, and he tries to discover new and new activities for him in his life. He became a very happy person. He got married, and now he has a son. And he's still coaching all people in all over the world.
I think I have an idea who you're talking to. He has no arms or legs, but no, I think I have an idea. But hey, he's a stronger human being than I would ever be. I would look for the door if that was me, but he's much stronger than I would ever be.
The idea of Nick Vujicic is, if you have any disabilities, it hasn't stopped you to be happy and to do whatever you want to do in your life. Because this alive spirit always leads you, always supports you. It always gives us a lot of chances, and it gives us some desires, some wishes in our life. So we have to concentrate on these desires and wishes and make them come true. And this spirit, if this spirit gave us these wishes and desires, it means that this spirit will help us to make it true.
No, I agree. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you one more subject, and then I'm going to pass the show over to you.
Okay, that's perfect.
Me, Mark Medley.
Hi everybody, this is Mark Neely.
Barry Papick.
This is Peter Bruno.
My name is Kyle Collier. This is Julio Santiago, better known as Dynamite.
I'm Richard Epcar.
Orange Chow.
This is Kerrigan Mahan.
This is Goldner.
And we both support
Keith Andrew.
My name is Ron Wasserman, and I am supporting Keith Andrew on what he is doing, and you better do the same, or I'm gonna come kick your ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 452. I'm here to talented and beautiful Natalia. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show once again.
Thank you so much. I very admire to be part of that show.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to pass this show over to you. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you want to promote?
You mean one more again? Once more again?
Oh, was there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you wanted to promote? This is your time after all.
Yeah, also, I want to talk about our documentary in Cuba. This is about underwater hunting. People in Cuba are very poor. They don't have enough food to eat. The salary of a professor in university is $20 per month. Can you imagine that? And the cost of milk in supermarket is $2. So people just don't have enough food to eat. But they have these amazing underwater hunters. These underwater hunters go to the ocean every day, without any protection, without boats, without balloons, with oxygen. They just take their breath and they go deeply into the bottom of the ocean. They can snorkel 40 meters, 50 meters. They take their breath and they try to catch big fishes or langoustes, everything that they can to feed their families, their neighbors, their friends. So they are like real heroes, but at the same time they are very simple people. They asked me, Natalia, why did you come here from Moscow to make video shooting about us? We are just simple guys. And I explained them that we consider them like real heroes because regular general people can't do that. Swim in the ocean, in the open ocean, full of sharks and other dangerous things, many kilometers every day, and snort onto 50 meters many times a day, just to feed their families and their friends. It's just amazing. We did already one episode of this documentary. It calls Pulpo Man. In Spanish, pulpo means octopus. So this was about the man, underwater hunter, spear fisherman, who is hunting on octopuses. And now we have different episodes of other hunting about in some other big fishes and langoustes and whatever. So if somebody is interested in continuing this project, we are inviting every people who would take part in it and who would like to support this project.
No, absolutely. Now, my last subject I do want to talk to you about is, do you believe in life after death?
You know what? When somebody asks me, do you believe that you have a mother? I don't believe that I have a mother. I know that I have a mother, right? So this is my opinion about the life after death. I don't believe in that. I know that. Because I practiced meditation, I used to travel in Nepal, I used to live in India, and I have a practice in psychology. I'm a practical psychologist. And we have many research about integral experience with different people. And a lot of people remember their past lives. And I have my own experience about that as well. So I know that, yes, it's not like the one life that we are living right now. It's just one of the episodes in this whole huge TV show with the name life. So now we are living just the one episode. And we have to grow up, we have to grow our spiritualness, we have to discover this mystery of this life.
No, I agree with you. I always think there is more to life and more to death than people actually realize. Like, it doesn't just end, there's always like another part to it.
Yeah, I agree with you, absolutely.
Now, my other question I was going to ask you is, how do you feel about social media? Does social media dictate your career, or do you think it helps? Do you think it hurts? What is your opinion? Do you think social media can make you or break you?
You mean TV news or whatever? Something like that?
Yes.
Well, I was working in this system very long time. And I know that we don't have much independent TV news. Most of TV news are dictated by government or by corporations. It's just their way to manipulate population. I was very lucky to work in independent TV news. And I have a couple of examples when my boss came to me after one shooting that I did, and he told me, you know what, it's very dangerous to make it live, to put it on TV news or to repeat it again, because the government is going to sue us. They can sue us. But you know what, I was very proud of myself that I could say people true about that factory. This shooting was about one factory that didn't pay their workers the salary during 1 year, and one worker handed out himself. He committed suicide because of that, because his wife had a cancer and she passed away, so he committed suicide. And I was very proud of myself that we put this video on our TV news. But this was very dangerous for sure. My boss of our TV show, of our TV news, was very concerning about that. But we were good. We didn't have any bad things after that.
No, absolutely. Now, I do have a couple questions for you off the air, but wrapping up our interview segment, I do have 2 questions for you. And the first one I want to ask you is, how can people follow you on social media? Are you on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, States 32? Are you on any of those fun websites?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Just only these two networks, and also we have a Russian variety of Facebook. It calls VK in contact. It's very popular Russian network. But mostly I use Facebook because Facebook can connect people from all over the world, from Russia and from all other countries. So a lot of projects I got exactly via Facebook, and it's a great possibility to unite people from all over the world.
No, absolutely. And now my last question for you is, I do have a couple questions for you off the air, but my last question for you is, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction and what made you say yes?
The main line that people with disabilities have to be who they are truly. This inspired me, and I told to myself, yes, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, you're supporting a good cause, making a new friend out of it. So it's a win-win, either way you look at it.
Yeah, it's always like that. Thank you so much for your invitation.